The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. You want results, better income, better health, better relationships, a stronger body, a sharper mind, a more successful life, and you want them now. You set ambitious goals, you feel motivated, you make bold promises to yourself, but weeks later, nothing seems to change. The scale barely moves, the bank account grows slowly, the business feels stuck, and frustration begins to creep in. You start questioning yourself. Maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I need a better strategy. Maybe I'm just not lucky. But what if the real problem isn't your ambition, it's your timeline? What if success doesn't respond to intensity, but to consistency? The compound effect reveals a powerful truth. The small decisions you make every day shape your destiny far more than the dramatic actions you take occasionally. It's not the big breakthrough that transforms your life. It's the tiny choice you repeat daily, the extra 20 minutes of learning, the slightly healthier meal, the small savings deposit, the extra follow-up call. Individually, they seem insignificant, but over time, they compound. And when they do, the results are extraordinary. The core principle is simple. Small, smart choices, repeated consistently over time, lead to radical differences in outcomes. The compound effect works whether you notice it or not. Just like interest in a bank account, habits accumulate silently. If you improve by just 1% each day, the results eventually become dramatic. If you decline by 1% each day, the damage also becomes dramatic. The key insight is that the impact is invisible in the beginning. When you start going to the gym, nothing changes immediately. When you begin saving money, the growth feels small. When you start learning a new skill, progress is slow. Because the results are delayed, most people quit. This is what Darren Hardy calls the plateau of latent potential. You are putting in effort, but the visible rewards haven't arrived yet. This is where most dreams die. The people who succeed are not more talented, they are more patient. They understand that momentum takes time to build, and once it builds, it becomes powerful. Another major idea is that you are 100% responsible for your life. This concept can feel uncomfortable. It removes excuses, it removes blame, but it also gives you power. If your current results are the product of past choices, then your future results are shaped by today's choices. This shifts your focus from circumstances to decisions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What small choices am I making that lead here?" The book also emphasizes tracking. Most people don't realize how their small habits accumulate because they never measure them. If you tracked every dollar spent, you might discover unconscious patterns. If you tracked your daily food intake, you might see hidden excess. If you tracked your time, you might notice hours disappearing into distraction. Tracking brings awareness, and awareness creates control. Another powerful framework is the concept of momentum. Momentum works in two directions. Positive momentum begins when you make small improvements. They increase confidence. That confidence fuels more action. Action creates better results strengthen belief. Negative momentum works the same way in reverse. Small bad habits lead to slightly worse outcomes. Those outcomes lower confidence. Lower confidence reduces effort. Effort declines further. The difference between success and failure often starts with tiny actions repeated consistently. Hardy also highlights the influence of your environment. You're influenced by the people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the standards you accept. If you surround yourself with people who settle for average, average becomes normal. If you surround yourself with people who push for excellence, excellence becomes expected. The compound effect doesn't just apply to habits, it applies to associations. Your peer group compounds your standards. Another key idea is the power of routines. Willpower is unreliable. Motivation fades, but routines remove decision fatigue. When behaviors become automatic, consistency becomes easier. Instead of relying on bursts of inspiration, you rely on structure. Wake up at the same time, read daily, exercise regularly, make consistent sales calls, invest systematically. Small routines executed daily create stability, and stability creates growth. The book also challenges the myth of overnight success. We see the breakthrough moment, the viral video, the booming business, the sudden wealth. What we don't see are the years of quiet effort that preceded it. The compound effect is invisible until it becomes undeniable. There is also a strong emphasis on eliminating innocent habits. Small indulgences feel harmless: an extra snack, a few skipped workouts, unnecessary purchases, a little procrastination. But these small leaks drain long-term progress. The compound effect magnifies everything. If your daily habits are slightly off course, years later you may find yourself far from where you intended to be. But the reverse is also true. If your daily habits are slightly better than average, years later you'll stand far ahead. The difference isn't dramatic effort, it's direction. Another important insight is the power of the slight edge. You don't need to be 10 times better, you just need to be slightly better consistently. Make one more call than others, read 10 more pages, save a little more, train a little longer. These slight edges accumulate quietly, and when others give up because results are slow, you continue. Eventually, the gap widens, and what seemed like small differences become massive advantages. At its heart, the compound effect teaches delayed gratification. You sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term gain. You understand that consistency feels boring, repetition feels slow, but success built on repetition is stable, and stable success lasts. Now imagine applying this principle to your life. Instead of chasing dramatic change, you choose one small improvement in each key area. In your finances, you automate a modest monthly investment. In your health, you commit to a short daily workout. In your career, you dedicate 30 focused minutes to skill development. In your relationships, you send one thoughtful message each day. None of these actions feel extraordinary, but you commit to them regardless of mood. You track them, you measure progress, you protect your routines, you stop waiting for motivation. When results are slow, you remind yourself that growth is compounding beneath the surface. When others quit, you continue. Months pass, then years, and one day you look back and realize the transformation is undeniable. Not because of one dramatic event, but because of thousands of small decisions aligned in the same direction. That is the power of the compound effect. 10 actionable takeaways. 1. Choose one small daily habit in each key life area and commit to it for 90 days. 2. Track your behaviors daily to increase awareness and accountability. 3. Eliminate one innocent bad habit that quietly drains your progress. 4. Automate savings or investments to leverage financial compounding. 5. Surround yourself with people whose standards elevate yours. 6. Create fixed routines to reduce reliance on motivation. 7. Focus on being slightly better each day rather than dramatically better occasionally. 8. Stay consistent even when visible results are minimal. 9. Accept full responsibility for your outcomes and adjust small behaviors accordingly. 10. Think in years, not weeks, when evaluating progress. Your life is not shaped by grand gestures. It is shaped by daily decisions. The cup of coffee, the skipped workout, the extra page read, the small savings deposit, the follow-up call you almost didn't make. These moments feel insignificant, but they are not. They are votes. Votes for the person you are becoming. So, ask yourself, what small choice can you make today that your future self will thank you for? Because greatness is not built in a day, it is built daily. And when small actions compound long enough, ordinary effort becomes extraordinary destiny.